Hey everyone, welcome to part 3. As promised, today we're building the What's New section, just like the one you see at the top of the For You page in the Threads app. So let's jump right in. Now just below the page switch section, we're going to add a VStack with a leading alignment. That's because the VStack containing the logo and page switch is centered. But for the Threads posts and the What's New section, we want everything aligned to the left edge of the screen. In this private var, we're going to use a new struct that we'll create inside our subviews folder. Since this is a larger view, I don't want to clutter the main content view file. This subview will need the current user's profile image and profile name, so we'll make sure to pass those in as parameters. So in our subviews folder, let's create a new SwiftUI file. Give it a name and create it. We need to declare all the parameters this view will receive from the outside, like the profile image, profile name, and action buttons. The action buttons will be a set of predefined system images that closely resemble the ones used in the Threads app. We'll go ahead and define those in just a bit. Let's make sure our previews are working properly by passing in the appropriate values to the view. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and fix the naming of what is new view in the content view, where we're using it. I think we misspelled something there. Everything should be working fine now. Let's do one more thing in our subview. We can add some traits to the preview macro. This will make the view size itself to fit its content, which helps us design the cell more accurately, since it's meant to mimic the size of a row in our scroll view. As you can see, we've hard-coded a system image for the profile picture, but I recommend uploading your own profile image, or any custom image, into the assets folder. It'll definitely look much better and more realistic. Let's also make sure to add that custom image that we just uploaded to the assets to the parameters in our subview preview. That way we can see exactly how the layout looks with the real profile image. Now it's time to build a nice clean UI. We'll start with an HStack that holds the profile image on the left side. Then on the right side we'll add a VStack that contains the profile name at the top, followed by the What's New text, and below that our custom action buttons. This layout keeps everything organized and easy to read, just like the Threads app. To keep everything aligned properly, we'll add also spacer to push all the content to the left, or leading edge. Also, we'll set the background of the entire HStack to be clear. This way, when the cell sits inside the main scroll view, in our content view, the background colors won't clash or look different, keeping the design seamless. For a cleaner and more scalable approach to the action buttons, let's create a mock helper struct that will hold the constant values for those system images. This way we can easily access them throughout the project just by referencing that struct. It also sets us up nicely to store other mock data in the future, like our thread post content. Don't worry about copying the values. I've included them in my repo, which you can find linked in the video description. Now let's use a for each loop to go over the array of images and add them to our view. We'll use an index-based approach here, because in SwiftUI, for each needs to work with either identifiable items or a range of indices. Since system images themselves aren't identifiable by default, using indices is a simple and effective workaround. Next, we'll add some basic styling to those icons to make them look consistent. After that, we'll set them as default values in the initializer of our What is New view subview. This way, when the view is initialized from outside, it can either use the default action button images or pass in custom ones if needed. It keeps the view reusable and helps avoid clutter in our codebase. There we have it. If you switch the appearance to light mode, you'll notice that the colors adapt beautifully, and the cell still sits exactly where it's supposed to. Everything stays clean and consistent across both themes. Now, as a little bonus for this video, if you take a closer look at the Threads app, you'll notice that the circular profile images have a subtle light gray stroke or border around them. Let's go ahead and add that to our profile image as well, to get that extra touch of polish and stay true to the original design, right? And that wraps up part 3. Great job making it this far in the series. I'm really glad to have you along for the journey. Stay tuned for the next part, where we'll keep building and refining the Threads experience. Happy scribbling!